Hi, my name is Claudia Jackson. I will be doing a PowerPoint presentation on my research on researching individuals with mental illness for the SWK 55 Research Method course. Um, the first slide that I want to go over is type of research, so I'm going to turn it over to the slide and read off of that. Type of research. The methods I chose for this research to help individuals who are suffering with mental illness is provide psychotherapy, medication, support groups, and treatment plans. Okay, now I'm going to go over another slide. Give me 1 second. Okay, the next slide that I will go over is social problem issue. I'm going to turn it back over to that. Okay, the social problem issue, social isolation, poor housing, unemployment, and poverty. This is something that some, if not most, individuals that suffer with mental illness tend to deal with. Okay. The next slide is introduction. So I'm going to read that introduction. I'm going to be discussing environment, behavior, and support system. That's a part of my introduction. Now I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, the next one is literature review. Okay, so I'm going to read a little bit and I'm going to go back and forth with you. The first literature review is the macro level assists clients with important resources that can help with temporary housing, healthcare, and mental health services that will improve their lives. The meso coordinate care for patients and diagnose mental health, facilitate substance abuse treatment in groups or with individuals within criminal justice system. Macro focus on well-being and to meet the basic needs of all people. So in regards to literature review, macro level, meso, and Marco are all important components when it comes down to helping individuals that are in need. Now, the next slide that I'm going to go to for this PowerPoint presentation is methods. We're going to talk about methods, so I'm going to turn it over to methods. Methods use qualitative methods that will focus on biograph, ethnograph, phenomenology, grounded theory, case study. So these are the methods that are used to make up the qualitative methods that would focus on these 5 points that we went over. Okay, so now we're going to focus on theory. All right, so I'm going to turn it back over to the slide. Theory would focus on behaviorism, biological, psychodynamic, cognitive, humanistic. Now, the framework would look at community long-term plan vision for base community health model can be realized, how community should modernize, how to help and offer services to individuals in need. Okay, now we're going to be looking at data analyst. Data analyst is a very important component to doing research. Okay, so data analyst as a software I would use is intake on my Evolve computer system. Use qualitative methods, discrete data in form of numbers or concrete. Test hypotheses on individuals with mental illness. Test individuals that display symptoms of mental illness that are undiagnosed and individuals with mental illness that were diagnosed by a psychiatrist. Okay, now the next slide would be implication. Implication is definitely another important aspect of conducting research. So now I'm going to turn it back over to the slide. Implication: there are individuals who display symptoms of having mental illness but are undiagnosed. There are individuals with mental illness that have been diagnosed but do not have access to resources and support. And in my research report, it elaborate more on implications as well. Okay, the impact of culture, diversity, and oppression. So this slide is very, very important. I'm going to go back to the slide and go over that information. The impact of culture, diversity, and oppression. In some cultures, mental health problems are seen as a sign of weakness, and people may be reluctant to seek help for fear of stigma or discrimination in other cultures. Mental health problems may be seen as a normal part of life, and people may be more likely to seek help from family, friends, or community members. Okay. Finally, my last slide is on ethics. Ethics is definitely a very important part that plays a important part when it comes down to doing research, because you want to make sure that when you're doing your research that it's ethical, it's not unethical. You want to follow all the NASW codes of ethics that protects you while doing research. And also you want to be respectful to all participants, clients that's involved as a part of research. So I'm going to read this slide. Okay, ethics. At my social service organization where I conduct my field placement, I observed that social workers adhere to all the codes of ethics to protect them professionally and to ensure that they use codes of ethics to appropriately help all clients they serve. The NASW Code of Ethics serves 6 purposes. The code identifies core values on which social workers' mission is based. The code summarizes broad ethical principles that reflect the professional core values and establish a set of specific ethical standards that should be used to guide social work practice. Okay, well, that's all that I have right now at this time, but I do have a lot of information that I would use to conduct research for my topic on working with individuals that suffer with mental illness. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to me and also watch my PowerPoint presentation in this course on mental illness. Thank you.